Hello, I'm Pam Carruthers of HealingStars.com. This is a chart, 1st of October 2023, set for London at 1 minute past midnight, British summertime. Now, first of all, the major big event this month in October is the total solar eclipse on October the 14th. So that's a date for your diary. Please, if you can, avoid starting anything, launching anything, marketing campaign or travel. It's ideally a day of rest, of going within, of meditation. And it will be in the sign of Libra, and it will have Mercury there as well. It will also, Mercury will be exactly opposite Chiron. That's the archetype of the wounded healer, currently over here in this house, opposite, to do with relationships. Aries and Libra are always opposites, and Libra is governed by Venus. So first of all, that Mars is in the sign of Libra, which is Venus's sign, very much about peace, harmony, not really being very decisive. The negative of Libra is indecision, and also just being held back. It's opposite the moon at this first day of October, and Mars will be moving sign into Scorpio on, it's been in Libra, by the way, since the 28th of August. That's it's a long time, always in a sign, apart from when it's retrograde. So then it goes into Scorpio on the 12th of October, just in time for that solar eclipse. So that's a very good support for Mars, because it likes the sign of Scorpio. If you're a Scorpio, you have Pluto but also Mars as your ruling planets. Going round the chart, we get to Pisces, because Pisces is where Saturn is currently, and here it is. It's 1 degree, it's retrograde at the moment, but when planets move into Scorpio, they will have a flow of energy from Saturn. Now that's always positive. Saturn is all about obeying the rules, structure, having a plan that you know will work over time. It's to do with Lord of Karma, time, and it is in a good relationship right at the beginning of the month. If I look down my chart, Saturn is actually in a good flow of energy to the moon. It's also trining that south node, which I'm talking about as past lives. Neptune is still in Pisces. It's a long journey through Pisces. It's a very creative energy, Pisces. It's music, it's the movies, it's art, it's design, it's painting, drawing, anything that, music especially, that lifts us up above the everyday. It is the divine, and that's really important. And Mercury over here in Virgo is opposite Neptune. That'll be in a couple of days. So I always advise people to listen to watch your dreams. Write down, please, if you can, very briefly when you wake up, a dream journal, because then the messages that your unconscious is trying to give you will be most to the surface. And dreams about the future are those just before you wake up. Good advice I'm giving everyone here. Now, when we get to Aries, that's why we've just had that full moon. The moon, 1st of October, is still in Aries. And Aries at the moment, as I mentioned, is Mars. It's planet Mars is Aries, and it's not happy at all in Libra. So as soon as Mars changes sign, Aries, you will be enjoying that journey of Mars in a strong sign. It's not a great compatible sign. It's 6 houses, but even so, it still gives you that energy, which is important to go forward in life. Chiron, the archetype of that wounded healer, in Aries is very much about the pioneer, but also can be affecting the head itself, headache, stress. And I've given a masterclass on Chiron. Still, it's available to buy the recording for £20. It's worth 30, and you get a report by Zane Stein included. Taurus, the month ahead for Taurus. Now, Jupiter is in your sign right now. It's very, very positive to have Jupiter going through your sign. Applies to everybody. It's governed in turn by Venus. Interesting, Venus is in a right angle, a square, tension. You know, what is it we love? Venus. Our desires are to do with Venus. Pleasure, joy. Venus has been in Leo since the 6th of June. That's a long time to have Venus in Leo. And I say, blow your own trumpet. That's what Leo always wants. It's the sun, it's shining. It will move that Venus into Virgo on the 9th of the month of October and stays there all month. Now, what's happening at the moment also is once Venus changes into Virgo, Mercury will go into Libra. They will actually be exchanging sign, which is always a good combination of planetary energies. Communication is Mercury. Venus is all about relationships. So opening that door to honest relationship communications. Not attacking, not to be in an attacking mode if you've got a problem with someone, but realize something about them, if they're bugging you, is showing you a part of yourself that maybe you don't like. And with Scorpio energy, Mars in Scorpio, we do want to look at the shadow, what's really unconscious being mirrored back to us. And this applies to any shadow figure that you might have out there in the world. It's quite easy, I believe, to guess a few at the top of my chart. You know, my mind rather, is politicians. Let's just use politicians as an example. And the qualities that we don't like are hidden aspects of ourself. It's like, oh, would you die rather than be like that? Or you can go, yeah, maybe I can be like that at times. You know, and forgiveness is the way through. Forgiveness is always to do with Neptune, very good in Pisces, and Jupiter is also there as well. So Venus on the move, but not necessarily a bad thing because of that exchange of energy with Mercury. Geminis, what's up for Geminis is exactly that. Mercury currently in Virgo, excellent sign. It's been there since, look at my chart, 29th of July. Mercury went into Virgo and then goes into Libra on the 5th of October. It's because it's gone retrograde. So whenever a planet goes retrograde, it spends a lot longer in one sign than it would do normally. Mercury normally goes through a sign about every 3 weeks. So that's a very long cycle going through Virgo, which is an excellent sign for Mercury. Very much about health and healing, as opposed to the Gemini, which is an air sign, far more about communications, everyday language, spam folders, emails, letter. You know, not many of us send letters anymore, but certainly those emails, and what draws our attention and could take us off track. That's the negative of Gemini. Cancer, the moon, of course, is your planet, and so the full moon, you might have felt very, very spaced out. I have my ascendant happens to be ruled by the moon, and full moons, and especially that was called a super moon, whether it is a super moon or not. It brings emotions to the surface, and that also will be very relevant at that full moon, new moon eclipse on the 14th of October, because that's when it goes through Libra relationships. However, Mars will then be in a good sign for you. Mars likes, water sign Scorpio, water sign Cancer, water sign Pisces. So water signs are getting a boost. Leo, as I mentioned earlier, Venus has been in your sign like forever, 6th of June, and then on the 9th it will move into Venus will move, but the Sun itself will go into Scorpio on the 23rd of October. So you, sun signs, everything to do with Leo is then going to be at a right angle to Scorpio, so that's a stressful aspect. However, the Sun in Leo is without a doubt, a very favourable sign. It's to do with leaders and kings and warmth. Anyone with a planet in Leo, you will feel that from them, that warmth, and hopefully that might be you. And then finally, Virgo, going through the signs. Virgo, you have got that Mercury in your own sign since the 29th of July. So then, as I mentioned, you get on the 5th until the 22nd, it will be in Scorpio. So the flavour of the month is moving very much. All these elements, as you can see, are very, very balanced. Water slightly more. I will just animate that chart. Just a moment. Okay, so this is the 14th of October. That is the day of this eclipse. And the elements are still balanced. Fire, earth, air, water. But here you can see there's the moon, Mercury. It's not the exact eclipse, but there they all are lined up in Libra. There's that Mars in Scorpio and Mercury in Libra here. And notice that Mars perfectly the flavour of that trine is very good for getting things going. And however, not on that day. That's my caveat to that. Chiron, as I mentioned, is now in Aries, and it's absolutely Mercury's opposite Chiron. So healing past lives, healing relationships. I offer consultations. Please sign up to my newsletter if you're not there already, and I will give more information through the month. Thank you for watching. Pam Carruthers at healingstars.com.